Lay down. I just got done seeing my daughter. She came and seen me and my niece, my youngest niece. And my youngest niece, God bless her, she just let me hold on to her for the longest. And my daughter, I don't know what has happened to her. I don't know if it's because the... Oh, Carrie, don't cry. Oh, God, don't cry. I'm sorry. Oh, don't cry, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Ava be home. Ava be home one day. Okay? Don't cry. Don't cry, please. I know me not cry either, okay? It's a deal, okay? I'm drying up right now, okay? Don't cry. Don't cry, Carrie. Don't cry, Carrie. Don't cry. She's whining. Go lay down. They're confused now. God help them. Yeah, y'all are happy, but y'all are confused. Get down, Uni. Yeah, you got to see Ava, didn't you? Did you get to see? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You tell me it's okay. Yeah. But, so I'm standing there holding my niece, hugging her, telling her I love her and everything, and do not think that I don't. And my daughter is talking to me. And then my daughter tells me that, because my daughter glanced over at my dad. Oh, she's crying. Don't cry, Clarabelle. Don't cry, baby. Here, you want me to brush you? I'll brush you while I'm shooting this. But, yeah, does that feel good? Sit down. Sit down. I'll brush you. Good girl. But, it's hard to do with a dog panting in your face and smiling. Her happy. I got to see Ava. You got to see Ava, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah. You got to see Ava. Okay. Okay, I know. But, oh, baby, please. Please. I'll brush you, but stay. Don't be running around. But, my child tells me, because she looks over at the car where my dad's sitting, and she tells me that, I can't even hold the camera the way I'm trying to and wanting to, because you're leaking and stuff. But, my daughter tells me, oh my God, I'm so distracted by y'all babies, please. Let me be selfish. Please. And now Una is humping Clarabelle, because she's smart like that. God, it's so excitable. But, anyways, my daughter's standing there, she looks over at the car, and she says to me, Papa is really, what is it? Something about how he's upset, or he really misses me, or he really wants to talk to me or something. All he needs to do is give me back my damn kid and tell me he's sorry for all the abuse that he put me through. That's it. But he needs to actually mean it. And he knows that's all that I want from him. All I've ever wanted from him was him to apologize for the abuse that he's put me through. And him to stop doing it. And Granted, he's not physically abusing me anymore, but he is still emotionally abusing me. He has no respect for me as a mother, as a woman, as a human being. He can fake respect, he can pretend respect, but deep down he has none. Because he don't even have any respect for anything. But anyway, so my kid goes on and tells me that she don't want to hug me and she didn't want to come and that my dad had to talk her into it. This is after they gave me the food. The food's still sitting out on the porch. I ain't even brought it in because, like I said, I don't care about the food. I care about my kid. And I just don't care about the food. I care about my kid. Clarabelle, please, honey, if they pulled up outside because they're stalkerish, then so be it. And I hope that they haven't, but knowing my dad, there's no friggin' telling. And knowing that Sharon's been involved, there's no friggin' telling. And I know Sharon's been involved because Sharon's been looking at my Facebook. And Sharon's probably even watching these videos because Sharon, unlike my family, has pretty good, knowledge dealing with computers and stuff. But anyways, Jesus Christ, don't do this to me, Clarabelle. Don't do this to me. Hush. Please. Lay down and hush. Go lay down. Clarabelle is the queen of the grumpy pace. Thank you. She don't like to mind at all. Or at least not for as far as laying down when she don't feel like it. But, oh shit, I didn't get to take Tiger out there. And I meant to take him. So anyways, my kid's standing there. She tells me she didn't want to hug me. She didn't want to come. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, because, what do you say to that when somebody tells you that they did something that they don't want to do? That is not the type of child that I'm trying to raise. I'm not trying to I've never been one to want to raise my child to do things that she doesn't want to do. But at the same time, yeah, if she don't feel like cleaning her room, she needs to get her ass in there and clean her room. She needs to pick up her toys so that way they're not getting chewed up by her pets or pissed or shit on. She needs to feed her bird so it don't friggin' die. Yes, there are typical things that she needs to do, like taking a shower at least once a week. And then if we can't take a shower more than once a week because we can't get our laundry done, and there's no sense in, in bath towels and all this and everything, then so be it. Or if because we have a landlord that has a fucking stupid ass, retarded ass fucking curfew here, that if we don't mind it enough, which is the majority of the time, then we're going to get in trouble. And it's signed and it's in my lease and everything else, so my kid don't need to be taking a shower past the curfew because my kid needs to be taking one beforehand and everything, so that way the landlord's sister ain't beating on the wall because she lives in behind us, and she's done it. Oh, has she done it? Lord, has she done it? Because when I used to work till late and get home and be like, Ava takes a shower in the mornings before she goes to school, or Ava takes a shower in the afternoons, or Ava takes a shower at this time, or Ava's taking showers over at Mom and Dad's, that way she don't have to take one here, because we get home late at night. And this was when I was working another job, and I get off at like 10 o'clock. By the time I got settled, 8, Ava's done in bed, she'd went straight back to bed. I'd stay up, I'd pull out her homework, make sure she did her homework, sign anything I had to sign, put it back in her book bag, walk the dogs, eat supper. She's done 8 over at my parents' house, and then I'd go to take a shower, and it's past the curfew. The curfew's 11 o'clock. This woman would beat on the wall. So things got, all fucked up because of situations and because of an unruly child. I hate to say it, but you know, when you have structures that you as the adult have to live by and you're trying to live by them, and then you're trying to get your kid to at least stay within those little bit of structures and they're not willing to, it just kind of makes everything kind of fall apart. And then the child is wanting to put it off on not having the best of the best, and it's like, wait, didn't I come to you, you know, and kind of allow this? And granted, maybe I over allowed like the amount of control that I gave her and everything with her own life. That's just like us even moving in here. I didn't want to move in here. I don't want my mom's cat. I never wanted my mom's cat. I wanted my mom's cat only because my daughter wanted my mom's cat. And now I just got informed by my daughter that now they got a new cat. So they went and replaced me with my own child, is what they've done. And now they've went and replaced this poor one-eyed blind cat that they know is having to live in a crate because I don't want him spreading his eye infection to my other cat. And me and my mom both looked it up, and the vet supposedly even told my mom, because I've not taken this cat to the vet to have his eye looked at. I've taken him to be fixed and get his rabies shot, but I'm not taking him to have his eye looked at because he's going to have to live with it the way it is for the rest of his life. But my mom told me that the vet said that he can't be around other cats, or if he is, he'll pass it to him. So he has to live in a crate. And they know that this is going on with what used to be their cat, and instead they went out and they found another cat and they're keeping it now. That is stupid. That is neglect. And then I have people telling me that me taking care of him and taking him in is neglect. And the way that I'm taking care of him is neglect. Yet, I've tried to give him away for free to anybody that'll take him, and nobody will take him. I have tried to give away dogs before, stray dogs that we would literally find down at my grandmother's, and call the pound and call all these people to try and come and get these pets, and nobody would come and get them. Or they'd say, well, we'll be there in a week. Well, we'll be there, in a couple days. And this one time we called and we was like, hey, there's this dog, and we were going to try to keep it, but it's too rowdy. Can you come pick it up? And they pretty much like pushing it on us for us to keep it and saying, oh, well, you fed it, so that makes it your dog. And we're not going to come and pick up your dog and rehome your dog. But I've not found anybody that's willing to take this cat and give him a better life. So I'm stuck with him. And yet my parents could provide at least some roaming room because they just kept him in the bathroom. They didn't even let him in the house. They just kept him in their big master bathroom, but a big master bathroom's better than a crate. I can't believe the stupidity of the shit that I'm having to deal with. But anyways, so I start crying whenever my kid tells me that she didn't want to see me, and she didn't want to come bring me food, and that it was my dad that talked her into it, and that my dad really misses me, or what the fuck ever. Great job, Dad, being supportive of taking my one and only child from me, and then trying to say that you miss me. Think about that. So if Papa and Mama were to have taken me and Brandy from y'all, tell me how much you would have gave a shit, Dad. Tell me how much you would have gave a shit to sit there and hear that your dad cared about you and misses you and wants to see you. After they've kept your kid away from you for 6 months because they're not willing to even try to do visitation or anything like that, or whatever. Y'all, this is just a head case and a half. This whole goddamn family. And everybody doing the way that they're doing. And I'm to the point that I just got some ideas in the back of my head that are dealing with my own personal shit, I guess. Because I don't want to say it, because whenever you say stuff, it usually don't come into fruition, come true, or whatever, or people try to sabotage it, obviously, because that's what the hell's going on in my life right now. My own parents trying to sabotage me being a single parent and trying to take care of my kid and trying to get to where I'm driving and get to where I can move out and all kinds of shit. Way to go. You know, like, instead of just helping me out, instead of being like, you know what, she's just really stressed out, and taking my kid that night and being like, and looking at me and being like, what do you need from us? And me being like, I need y'all to do what I'm asking you to do when I'm asking you to do it, not because I'm trying to control and dictate you, but because I'm trying to get shit going. So when I call you and I say, hey, take me to go get my driving test. Hey, take me to go do this. Hey, take me here. Take me there. Take me here. Take me there. It's so we can get it done and out of the way, so that way I can progress, and that way I can be more of an independent adult and take care of my shit by myself. But no, they're not about that. No, not about it at all. Instead, it's like half-ass work, half-ass doing it, and then they want to get mad that I guess I'm a half-ass daughter. Well, I'm a half-ass daughter because I was raised by some half-ass parents. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking do this. I do not want to see my dad. I do not want to see my mother. They are narcissistic. They are selfish. They are wrapped in their own emotional bullshit. I was the scapegoat child. My sister's the golden child. My sister can do no wrong. I do everything wrong. It's always going to be like that until they go to counseling and they get the help for that shit. They don't even care to look up how to do any type of self-help. I am vlogging like you would write in a diary if you're somebody that's going through some shit, and it is helping me. Whether it appears that way to whoever watches these or not, I don't give a flying fuck. I know who the hell I am. I know what does help me. But at least I care to do shit that helps me. At least I care to put this out here. And the reason that I put this out here, this is why, okay? In my bedroom right now, I grabbed a pencil, okay? A pencil, and wrote on the wall with a pencil. Pencil can be erased. That's what construction people even mark whenever they're measuring shit and everything. But I wrote a saying with a pencil on the fucking wall. Just something that helped me get out of bed. Just something that made me feel focused. Just something, a little pick-me-up. My landlord found out about it. My landlord went and told people. She told the maintenance people. The maintenance people then told their friends. Their friends then made a wisecrack at my daughter's birthday party. You know what I do when I run out of paper? I just grab me a pencil and I just write on the wall. So from there on out, I felt like I could not write anything down. Then, on a sheet of paper, in my home, in my apartment, and this was before I had the gate lock changed to where my landlord could not come in the apartment without me knowing about it. And I even called out an officer one time. This was, a year and a half ago or something like that, and was talking to him about stuff going missing from my house. And it was little piddly shit. There is some crackhead or somebody or something. I don't know who the hell I've got involved with. I don't know if it's something dealing with my kid's dad because he was on meth, and so, paranoia out the asshole. I don't know. Or if it's his people, or if it's just somebody around here that hates me. Our birth certificates. Mine and my daughter's birth certificates. I believe I left them in my parents' car in the glove compartment. Because we went to the WIC office, me and my mother. And when we couldn't get shit done that day, I just folded them up, stuck them in there. And I thought I left them in there, but maybe I didn't. And if I didn't, then I brought them in the house. So they else went missing from the house, or the fucking glove compartment. My mom kept the fucking Medicaid cards that were my daughter's and the Social Security card until right before my daughter had her fucking teeth removed when she was 2.5, or almost 2.5, or actually she was just a few days away from it, I believe. My aunt had to get on the phone and bitch my mom out and tell my mom to give me the cards so that way a few months prior I could even make a regular dentist appointment for my child. Because my mother claimed to me, oh, you're too ignorant to hold on to your daughter's cards. And they wouldn't make an appointment. They wouldn't make an appointment for my daughter unless the appointment was set up by me, with me knowing the Medicaid numbers and me knowing the Social Security cards and me having them in my possession. I've been through fucking hell with these people. And this is the same woman that bitched me out and told me all this shit and everything, yet she's the same damn woman that she lost my Social Security card. And when I was 17, I think, we had to go get me a new one. Or when I was a teenager, I just know, or maybe it was when I was 15 and we moved into the new trailer, and that's when she's like, oh, I think I lost it in the new trailer whenever we moved over. And I was like, the trailer was empty. There was nothing left. Like every paper, every nook, every cranny, because I was the one that went through and checked everything. There wasn't shit left in that trailer when we moved out of it. Now, granted, it might have just been thrown in a box somewhere, but there wasn't shit left in that trailer. And then there's a bunch of shit that was thrown out in the building because my dad was being a fucking asshole because there was a few boxes worth of shit left that he didn't feel like taking to the damn storage unit. And so he just took and threw it out in the goddamn building. And he threw it out before we could even tape it up, and he actually broke a bunch of glasses. And that's actually where I found my baby sippy cup just a few years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. I went out there and I opened that old-ass building up, and I was like, holy shit. Oh my God, here this is. And some of my mom's old cups was in there. Her old, like, plastic Tupperware cups or what the fuck ever. But any goddamn ways. I've been through hell with these fucking people, and I've just fucking had it. But anyways, so the birth certificates went missing. So I thought, okay, my mom else stole them just to be an asshole, just to be a bitch. Or somebody else stole them because they're trying to be a dickhead. And another thing, too, is I used to brag to my daughter about how I still had my birth certificate that my mother gave me that was my original for as far as I know, and I still had my daughter's original birth certificate. And now I have copies because somebody stole them. And so I called the police out about that, and the police officer told me that if he was me, he would change the lock. And as a matter of fact, I probably still have the text messages where I asked the landlord if I could change the lock on the door, and she told me she'd rather me not. And then I told her that I had one that was really good, and that it was brass, and that it couldn't be broken into because the way it was made, it is a high dollar lock, okay? It's the one that me and my husband had on our apartment. And I mean, it was the highest dollar lock that honestly we could buy, because you have to have a pin and all kinds of shit to, anyways, I mean, you know, somebody'd really have to want to break in is the best way to put it. And I was like, I can put that on, even though he didn't give me the key, because Lord knows he probably still ain't got the damn key to it all these years later. And even if he did, if somebody broke in, then I would know, you know, if there's no damage or no type of obvious them messing with, I'd know who the fuck it was, you know. And I was like, but he don't even really, for as far as I know exactly where we live, and he wouldn't know that was our lock because he's very forgetful, you know, or whatever. And I told her that I could do that I could put this old brass one on that I had for a long time. And she's like, oh no, I like the one that's on it. And what was it? And as a matter of fact, it's silver, but she tried to act like it's brass. She don't even know what. But she's like, oh, I like that old one better, and if you do put a new one, you'll have to give me the key to it. And I'm like, why? And she's like, in case there's a water leak or something, and I need to get somebody in there to cut it off while you're gone at work or some shit. So I told the cop that she told me that, you know, I couldn't do that or whatever, pretty much, and he practically told me that was bullshit, You know, that was bullshit. People are not supposed to be able to go into your home whenever the fuck they feel like it. And so from there on, I bought a lock and put it out on the gate. I didn't change the doorknob. I bought a lock, I put it out on the gate, and nobody has the key to it except for me. And as a matter of fact, I locked myself out one damn day. And my landlord came because she tried to say that I stole the key off the key ring for the door to the house, because that's where I left it. It was in the house. I left my keys in the house, and I locked the door. And I locked the gate. And then I got home, and then I was like, okay, I can climb the gate. I can figure this out. You know, I can get in here. So I climbed the gate with the spare keys from the landlord, so that way I could open the door, get in, and then I would have my keys. I would go out, unlock the gate, and go back out. No. Those keys don't work. Why don't those keys work? Because my key is missing off that key ring. The landlord tries to tell me that I'm the one that took it. I do remember taking it, but I do remember giving it back, and she wants to say that I didn't give it back, and she wants to say that my mother talked to her, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this, and da-da-da-da-da, and all kinds of shit like that. What does my mother have to do with me living in my own apartment, for starters? What does my mother have anything to do with that? What the fuck is going on here? What the hell is the goddamn situation? I'm getting into so much more shit because I've just been through so much fucking hell than just my daughter's visitation and shit, but I've got to vent because I'm stressed the fuck out. And I fucking feel like it. And I need to go out there and, well, hell, it's cold. It's cold. It's on the porch. It's locked up. It'll be fine. That food. But, and like I said, I don't even care about the food. I cared about seeing my kid tonight. And my kid got to see her pets. All except for Tiger. Even though Clarabelle is looking like she is completely bumfuzzled. Like she's just 3 sheets to the wind. Una's sleeping. Una's peaceful. Una's like, yay, she's fine. She's alive. She's great. She's good. My Ava's fine. Clarabelle's looking like she's just waiting to see when she comes back. And Stevie's sitting here like, what the fuck just happened on my leg? But anyways, I've been going through hell. I've been going through hell. That's the best way to word it. So, one day I locked myself out. The keys didn't work. The landlord was over here. She was at, because she don't live here, but she was over here. And so she's like, oh, well, let me see. And then she's like, open the gate. And I'm like, I can't. The keys are in the house. And so she had to climb the gate. And I was so humiliated. But I was like, whatever. It wouldn't have even had to happen if I wouldn't have felt like somebody was stealing from me. And that's another thing, too. The missing things stopped going missing. The misplaced things that were never put anywhere that I would put them, it stopped whenever I changed the lock outside. Somebody was coming in our fucking apartment. And ain't nobody, under the grace of God, gonna make me think any damn different. Oh my God, it makes me so mad because it makes me want to punch somebody in the goddamn face. And another thing, too, is whoever the fuck it was that was coming in was even coming in when my dogs were out. And since Clarabelle is the most aggressive, I would come in and she would pull away from me. She would be scared. She would pull away from Ava. She would be scared. And she still growls to this day if you move too quickly around her, because somebody was abusing my dog. Somebody was kicking my dog in the chest. Or that's what I would assume they were doing, because her chest was her sensitive no-go spot, is the best way to word it, because we just couldn't. We couldn't even reach over. She would growl. Somebody was hitting my damn dog. I have been through fucking hell. And then my dad's all sitting here, we'll put up a fake camera. We'll put up a real camera. We'll pay this amount of money. With what? With what? The cash I don't have? Oh, it don't work like that, buddy. It don't work like that. I know you live in this epiphany, or not epiphany, but this wonderland of, I'm out here whoring around or whatever, and I'm making thousands of dollars or some type of shit, because you think I'm nothing but a whore, and you think that's all that I've been my whole life, and you think I've got like, a massive amount of money hid somewhere where I've just fucked all these people or some shit, or whatever your diluted mind tells you. But no, I'm broke. I don't have that money. I have as much money as I have, and that's it. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. And when I tell you I don't have the money for shit, I don't have the money for shit. So any fucking ways. Call the cop out, he says that, and I'm like, okay, I can change the lock on the gate. I changed the lock on the gate, I locked myself out, and from here on out, now I have made sure that when I lock that gate, I double check, I triple check that I got my keys. And so, ever since then, nothing ain't went missing. Nothing ain't went missing. But somebody was having a good old time screwing around with me and my kid. And the pettiest thing that they honestly did was, and it was things that I would brag about to my child in my home. I'd be like, I actually have $25, and this is the pettiest thing that happened. I actually have $25 that I can spend on something for me extra. And I've done got you stuff, Ava. I've done got you like 3 gifts or whatever in the past little bit, just random shit. And I'm going to buy me a gift. I'm going to buy me something that I really want. I want a nice, decent set of silverware. So I went out and I spent $25, or actually, it was more than that. I spent like $32.99 or some shit like that with tax on a set of silverware. Because my husband, when I was with him, even though we had the money several times, he wouldn't let me. He's like, oh, we can eat with what we got. We had Dollar General silverware that was literally falling apart every time you turned a corner. And then we had old silverware that was my mom's that was building up rust up in the design shit of it. And so I went out and I bought me some brand new damn silverware, and I will be fucking damned if whoever was coming in here, they were eating apparently, and they would try to not eat too much, but apparently they would take the silverware with them. So I don't know if they had paper plates, but they didn't have silverware, or if they needed silverware, or if they're meth heads. I don't know. All I know is all my silverware ain't there. And so I ended up, because I was like, I'm going to throw out the old silverware. But when I started noticing a week into having the new silverware, hey, where's that? I had this many spoons. I had this many forks. Where are they going? Where are they at? What's going on? Ava, go check up under your bed. Ava, go check up under the couch. Ava, did you leave one in the all this and everything. Nothing. But anyways, like I said, changed the lock. No problem since then. Other than more drama seeming to be stirred in this whole fucking situation. But anyways, back to my kid and my kid visiting me tonight. She says to me that she didn't want to hug me and she didn't even want to come over and give me the food. That breaks my heart. Why is she treating me so dirty? Why can't she sit down and tell me why she thinks she deserves to treat me so dirty? Why can't we talk about things? Why does my child have no respect for me? Oh, wait, I don't know the answer to that. I've known the answer to that since before my child was even born. Because my sister don't respect me, because my mom don't respect me, because my dad don't respect me. And they want to go, well, we don't respect you because you don't respect us. That's what they want to do. They want to pull this good cop shit on me. Well, you don't respect us. We took care of you. And then all these people that sit here and they don't understand psychological and emotional abuse. They don't fucking get it. They have no brain concept on the situation. So instead it's like, no,
If your parents ever did anything for you past the age of 18, that was done out of pure love.
Do people ever do things for bragging rights? Do they?
Oh, wait, yeah, they do.
Do people ever do things to appear one way when they're the other?
Yeah, they do.
And are there ever a lot of secrets behind closed doors of families? Yeah, there are. There's lots, sometimes.
And sometimes there's even more that the victim don't even want to know about. Do you know how heart-wrenching it is to sit there and have a counselor look at you and say to you that they think that you've been a victim of sexual abuse?
But then to have that same counselor tell you that you need to forgive your abuser and you need to sit down and talk to them. When they're not even asking for forgiveness. This world is so fucked up. I can't guarantee that my father ever did anything except for place his hand, or a part of his hand, if you will, in a place that he shouldn't have. One time. I can't guarantee that he's done more than that to me. But I remember a memory that no child should want to build up or make a memory of. But I remember a memory that I wish to God I didn't. So you tell me what the fuck to do with that shit. Oh God, you tell me what to do with that. But by the grace of God, and thank God, I got to see my baby girl tonight. And I'm tired of living in the past. And that is all that my family wants to do. And that is all that they've wanted me to do. And I have done it to the best of my ability, but I can't do it anymore. I can't live in the past and be this dumb, stupid, little, ignorant kid that listens to them and obeys them and goes along with them because that's the respectful thing to do to your parents when you're still a child. What about my life? What about my dreams? What about my goals? What about my dreams and goals that I had as being a mother and with my kid that you've trashed so many of them? You've denied me so much. And now you've denied me my child's 6th grade and 7th grade year. The one child that I made might be the only kid I'll ever have. I don't know. I don't get. Holy shit. I'm so mad. I don't even get this life. This is what makes people depressed and wanting to commit suicide. Is going through hell like this and not knowing which end is up and which end is down anymore, because every time they thought they got it right or figured it out or whatever, or that they're doing good, people want to come along and punish them and rip things away from them and tear them a new one. So my child, back to her, because I really want to finish this talking about her, and I only got like 10 minutes left. She tells me she don't want to hug me and she didn't want to come, so I tell her fine, and I'm crying. And I cried and cried and cried, and I said, fine. I said, if you don't want to come, I said, and you don't want to give me a hug, I said, you can, yeah, I don't want a hug then if you don't want to give me one. And I said, and here, you can have the food back because I don't want it. And then she starts crying and she says, no, she says, I kind of did a little bit. I kind of did want to give you the food a little bit, and I kind of did want to give you a hug a little bit. And that's another thing, too. I literally don't know what has happened to my daughter since, I guess, she hit puberty. I don't know if something happened to her. Like, I'm so scared. But then I wonder if it's just the accident and the shit that's going on. And them taking her and doing this has made it just something else to have to fucking figure out if that's why. But when I've gone to hug her, and like I said, this is the first hug tonight that I've received from my daughter since January. Literally, you can ask anybody that I used to work with. Me and Ava used to hug all the time. And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't even me initiating the hugs. My baby would come up to me in the middle of me working and grab me and hug to my side. So I don't know if when she was in her car wreck, if it shook her brain. I don't know what happened. But she pulls away from me now, and that scares the shit out of me as a mother. Because it makes me go, okay, is it just weird puberty stuff? And if that's the case, I wish I could talk to her and that'd be the end of it. And I'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, well, you're going to have to kind of get over it because I'm your mom and I want to give you a hug. So deal with it, I had to deal with it. I had to deal with a hell of a lot of shit. But, and I don't know if that's mean or wrong or disrespectful or what, but I was raised to do even worse than that. That's like my grandmother. Every time I've seen her, she used to hug me all the time when I didn't want to be hugged at all. And I'm talking like, no, I'm not talking when I'm crying and upset and I do need a hug. I'm talking when I'm mad, I'm beyond mad, and I want to be left alone and no one touching me. And this woman would come and grab me and squeeze me to her and kiss my cheek and tell me that she loved me and just keep squeezing me. And I'm thinking, I want to punch someone right now, but not you because you're my grandmother. But that's not the case with my kid. My kid is crying and I'm wanting to hug her. And she's jerking away from me. Something's not right there, and I don't know what. I don't know what has happened. So anyways, I tell her they can take the food back and I don't need a hug, and then she says no, and I say, well, then am I gonna get a hug or what? What's the deal, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, can I get a hug now? And she's like, no. And then I teased her, like, goofing off with her, and I was like, well, can I give you a kiss on the cheek or the forehead now? And she's like, no, and I was like, okay, well, can I shake your hand now? She's like, yes, I guess, she barely stuck her hand out and I got to touch her fingertips. Little goober. But, Lord. But she talked to me about school and she told me about my parents getting a cat, and I asked her what the deal was with them getting their new car. And she said they didn't like the other car, and whenever they went to Myrtle Beach that they had to have a different car. But the funny thing is I remember them having the other car before they went to Myrtle Beach, so you just taught my child to lie to me.
because I seen what car you pulled up in the last few visitations. And y'all went to Myrtle Beach, if I recall correctly, before we stopped visitations. So you just taught my daughter to lie to me. But she said they got a different car so that way they could have more space. So that way they could put more stuff in it. And then they said that my dad, Ava, my daughter, and my niece are going and spending one night with my cousin Sharon or whatever. And my grandmother's up there right now. And my cousin Sharon has been the one that's been all on being like nosy about the situation, yet hasn't reached out to me. Now you tell me what's even right about that. If she wanted to help in the situation, she's going to help the family as a majority to stand up against me and be like, yeah, you're wrong. Or is she going to help me and be like, they shouldn't have took your kid from you. You're a good mom. But I guess she, I don't know. And then she has her own personal issues. And these people have sat here and made fun of her so much. My grandmother used to say, I don't know who the man or woman is whenever Sharon will be dating somebody. I actually thought about living with Sharon so that way Sharon would have taught me how to drive and helped me out. But Sharon, because of just her situation and her life, she comes across as very, very stern, very old-fashioned, very this is the way it is, and if you don't mind me, I'm gonna bust your ass type shit. And that's awesome to a degree for her to be like that. But with the amount of emotional abuse I've endured, that's not gonna work out too well. The shit that should have happened with, the shit that the stern attitude should have happened with, is with my dad. And that's the reason that my dad lost his mind a little bit whenever my papa died, his dad, because he knew he was the only one that he would ever even think to allow to let him be stern with him and tell him what to do. By the grace of God, nobody else tells my dad what to do. His daddy told him what to do, and that was it. And nobody else tells him what to do. And he's always had a problem with authority. And I guarantee you, he could be standing between his dad and God. And God could tell him to do something, he wouldn't do it. But his dad could tell him to do it, and he'd mind. That's some fucked up shit. But back to my kid. So she talked about school and stuff. She said that her boyfriend, her little boyfriend that, is just the little cutesy dating stuff or whatever, he moved away and stuff, but they're still talking or whatever. And she got to see the pets and the dogs. And she didn't get to see Tiger, though. And I got to give her a hug and a kiss. And then I got to give her another kiss on the cheek. And she said, don't squeeze me whenever I hugged her. And I don't even... She used to love... I don't know. And so I kind of held her a little longer than she probably wanted. But I was like, get over it. And I was trying to give her a kiss on the cheek. And she pulled away. And that's when I asked about the dogs. And then she's like, well, let me ask first before I let you get your kiss on the cheek. Because I'd asked her before I even hugged her if I could have one. She said, yeah. But she wouldn't let me hug her and give it to her. And then, so I just gave her one. And then whenever she went to go leave, I kissed her on the cheek again. And I kept kind of pecking on her cheek. It felt so good to be affectionate with my baby girl. I mean, it's like a mama when your kid goes off to college or something, but my kid ain't at that age. And for that to happen now, it's just hurt me so bad. I'm so mad at so many people. I'm so tired and I'm so angry. I'm so sick of all this shit. So sick of all this shit. But I got to see her. That's the one thing that I will never be sick of, is seeing my baby. I want her home. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I've not known how I'm gonna do it. I hope God can pull me through it. But I'm gonna end this video because I just got, I said I had 10 minutes left, but I actually had 20. I can't count apparently when I'm upset or I'm not thinking right. But he's a good boy. I asked if I could take videos of her with the the pets, and that way I'd have, a little video of her and stuff. And she's like, she didn't answer. And that's the thing too, is like she acts like she's having to think what Nana and Pawpaw would say and what they would, instead of just answering like she used to. Like, she'd be home and I'd be like, do you want this for supper? Do you want fish? Do you want steak? Do you want, I want this. I want, like, she was so answering. Like, she would just answer you. And now she acts like she's somebody that don't have choices, that don't have options. And so I was like, can I take a video of you with the pets? And she's like, just sitting there. And she's like, just hurry and let them out. Hurry and let them out. That's another thing, too, that my dad did. Anybody with any type of common sense would know that the first time us seeing each other in 6 damn months, and that's my one and only kid, we're going to be a minute. Or not 6 damn months. I don't know why I'm saying 6 months. Jesus Christ. Or how long has it been? July, August, September, October, November. 4 months. Okay, 4 months. But let's see. When did we start visitation? February. Did we start in February? I don't know when we started. I can't remember. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's wrong with my brain right about now. Whenever my emotions get fucked up, it's like I can't. I'm so hyper emotionally. I'm like, if there was there needs to be a, what is it? Attention deficit hyper something disorder. Attention deficit hyper disorder. Attention emotional hyper disorder. Or something. There needs to be something dealing with emotions, like if it's just your emotions and your emotions flood you, and so you can't. It ain't been 6 months. I don't know what the fuck my mind's thinking. I'm thinking about other stuff. I'm thinking about her wreck in the back of my mind. I'm thinking about so much shit all at the same time. Always. God. But, anyways, I haven't seen her since July. So y'all know it's going to be, it's been 4 months since I've seen her. Y'all know it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a decent visitation. If you wanted to, you could have gave her a time limit. And you could have told her, okay, this is what time it is when you get out of the car. This is what time it has to be when you get back in the car. And I could have looked in. I could have brought my phone out. I could have seen when the time was and told her, well, you got to go now. But you didn't do that. And instead, you started flashing the lights. And then you started pulling away, letting her know that she needed to hurry up and you wanted to go right then and there. I get that you used to do that as a joking thing when things weren't funny, just like you're doing it tonight when things aren't funny. And I get that sometimes you did it when things were funny, but it's not funny, and you need to grow up and grow out of it. You need to realize when things are serious.
But I'm going to end this video here. So all I can say is thank God that I got to see my baby. And my baby said to me, she said, and we can maybe start doing visitation again. But I just, what was it? She said, but I'll have to talk. That's what it was. That's how she worded it. She said, and maybe we can start doing visitation again. Maybe we can start doing visitation again, is what she said. She said, but I'll have to talk to Nana about that. So that tells me right there that she's been wanting to do visitation ever since I recommended, 3 weeks ago, I think. And I was like, hey, you want to start visitation back up? I think I can handle it now, and everything. And apparently, but then her telling me that my dad had to tell her, that's my dad manipulating her in my mind. That's my dad telling her to say that. So that way it gives him some pity, and that way she's pushing the pity door open for him. It's all a manipulation. I'm not stupid. I know this family. I was raised by them. I seen how they worked behind closed doors. I'm so done with shit. And then I'm sitting here right now, and it's like, I'm out of work, and that's another thing too. They're trying to manipulate and get me to verbally say that I'm out of work. So here you go. I done made several videos about it. But if you watch this video, Sharon, if you watch it and you show it to them, or what the fuck ever, I'm out of work. Get the fuck over it. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, should I sell these toys and this toys and all these collectible Barbies that my parents got me when I was a kid, and they're like 20 years old, that I tried to save for Ava? Should I just give up and sell them because they mean something to me, but not like they could? They could mean, the best memories and the greatest parents, but instead they mean you better hold on to them if you want me to think that you're a good child. Because if you get rid of them, then you're a piece of shit child. And if you get rid of them, I'm going to remind you for the rest of your life how you could have held on to them and how they could have been more expensive and you would have had more money, and about how, your kid would have had them to play with. My kid didn't even fucking play with my old dolls. She don't even give a shit. She cared about Monster High dolls. And now she don't even care about those. I don't know what the hell's happened to kids. From when I was a kid and I loved playing with Barbie dolls and baby dolls, to now they just want iPads, touchscreens, tablets, and what the fuck ever, and endless internet access. But I'm going to end this video here. Anybody else sees it, going through some shit or whatever, you can comment, share, like, subscribe, or hit me up, let's talk about some stuff. Or if anybody sees this and they can recommend any actual help, like, and I don't mean, little tidbits of information. I appreciate when people do put any type of help. I really do. But little tidbits of information right now are not going to help me unless it's like something literally like big and massive, like, like call this number and talk to this attorney, or talk to this person and they'll help you get your kid back, or talk to this person and they'll help you find a decent car that, or something like that. Unless it's something like that, like, I don't even need it. Like, I'm just so done. But like I said, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.